Welcome to All Hail the Queen. That's how our cast is. This is a D&D, mostly 5th edition, doing it live campaign. And we have zero fun here ever. I'm Dad Magic Juice. I'm the GM and shepherd of this lovely clouder. And with our mix of humored and disgusted faces, we'll go around the table real quick, introduce ourselves and our characters, recap what happened last time here on Dragon Ball Z, and
I get
going.
Because dragon.
Starting with you, Heck.
Hey everybody, it's me, Sir Hecklot. As per usual, I'm playing Aster, the Circle of Wildfire Druid, who's also a shifter. And let's move it on over to Bright.
Hi, everybody. My name is Bright. You've caught me unexpectedly here, but you can find me expectedly on all forms of social media at Bright Dystopia. I will pass it on over to Hyacinth.
Ow, my body.
It's me, Hya. I'm Hyacinth. The one who's never absent. I am very on time. Never show up late with iced coffee. I am playing Icarus, the bard, elf, twin. Yeah, go corn dog.
It's me. I'm twin number one. I'm Corndog McGraw. I'll be playing Juno, the Twilight Domain cleric. Over to you, Chrissy.
Hello, I'm Chrissy Kritz, and I'll be playing Ulta. Expectedly here. Go ahead, Magic.
You've caught me unexpectedly with the unexpectedlies. Did I do it?
Got him.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Last time with our motley crew, Hyacinth, I'm really bummed out that you missed it, but you had a wonderful time. We had a spa day as we got back to Waterdeep from the our excursion to the north, and it was how would you guys describe it? I'd say lovely.
Wait, the excursion or the part I missed?
The spa day.
Oh, okay.
Aster had a great time.
I would like to call it scarring.
I experienced a full release.
Mm-hmm.
Ulta was mediocrely impressed.
And Icarus was there. After our little spa day, which was by request and I think tons of fun, we handled a little bit more administrative stuff going around town. I don't think anything too exciting or noteworthy unless you guys disagree and want to add to that. But essentially headed out on in the heading and direction that we'd been given for finding one of the shadow warriors who we understand to be in possession of one of the dragon masks. We've heard reference to dragon masks before. We've actually seen one. And if you don't recall over the table, that would have been the encounter on the Flying Castle when actually Spunk wouldn't know this, but Resmir had the black dragon mask and used it in that encounter against you guys. So we're essentially ahead of the game rather than chasing it this time, or at least, or so we believe. And we end up going to Borskir Bridge, which is right at this intersection we can see on our map right now with Party Gandalf. Have a little chat with a guy named Bolo, who owns and runs a tavern at basically this tent-based encampment that's sort of around this area. And learn a bit about an encounter he had, a very short encounter he had with Varum, regarding him essentially as a hero for taking out a dangerous snake person who was lollygagging about. So that's essentially what we're going to pick up today. Is there anything that you guys want to add or that would be noteworthy before we get going?
I'm just going to pretend I was in a mild coma the entire time. Like, inside the head trance while being there was not there.
Cool. Okay. if there's nothing else, then you guys can get started as you are leaving the tavern. What would you like to do / talk about? What's going on with you guys?
You know, I'm feeling pretty relaxed after all that we went through. How many days do we have left before we have to, like, go?
I mean, ideally, we would try to follow this person right now before, his trail becomes too dead.
I like the way you said that. It seems a little final, a little pessimistic, but okay. So we leave now? Is there anything we need? I've never been on an adventure before. You're going to have to walk me through this one.
Yeah, I guess going into a dragon cave is just a little bit of a tutorial then, huh?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
I guess.
lived there, so it's not really an adventure for me because it was my home, but,
That's fair. This is a little bit more unexpected, huh?
It's like when you go to your friend's house and they only hang out on the porch, and then they finally invite you inside and you find out they have like an island countertop in their kitchen.
Oh, is it because you're a vampire? So, like, you've never been inside your friends' houses before?
What?
Until they invite you.
No, this is more like if your friend's stoop, who you hang out on a lot, is also the apex predator of every creature in the land. Because they are a fire-breathing fucking dragon.
What do your friends do then?
The parallel I was drawing is that we fought a fucking dragon that lived in my neck of the woods.
He was very nice, by the way.
Well, he's dead, so...
Wait.
There's
Oh,
that.
wrong dragon. Sorry, I was thinking about the other one.
Adventurer problems, right?
So, like, that wasn't so much an adventure for me. It was just, like, going inside, But I've never had to, like, go pack, because I expected to go back home after this, but, like, we didn't. Not that the mud bath wasn't great. It was wonderful. I want to know what we should be doing next. Like, you need to prepare me. Pretend like I'm a brand new baby and going out on its first adventure or something like that.
We did do some supplies shopping, correct, in Waterdeep?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or where were we?
Yeah, we were in
I was
Waterdeep.
in Waterdeep.
Okay. All right. I'm just this map.
We haven't achieved any fun since I've been here, right?
No.
And
In
talking
fact-
to Bolo was kind of fun.
Because,
did
like,
you say funds
funds.
or okay?
Yeah, like cash.
I had fun role-playing Bolo.
Because I'm just trying to remember. Oh,
We picked some up. Ulta also dropped some things off at our bank.
I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know the timeline we're in because I'm normally not the mission holder. I normally just follow what I'm told to do by my sister. But I wouldn't mind going to the armory and maybe looking for some, like, enchanted arrows or something like that.
Could we have done that while in Waterdeep? Because there's no armory here.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck,
like,
I forgot we already left. Sorry. my
Yeah,
bad.
we already left. How about
worries.
this, Hyacinth? When we go on a break, you and I can sort of retcon if there's anything that like you definitely would have done.
No worries. My mental image of where we are is just confuddled because I wasn't here. So
We are
Yeah,
outside of an
we're-
inn in a river
small-
area.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically a small camp by a river.
good.
Bright, you are muted.
No, I was trying to reconcile in my head. I wasn't going to say it out loud. Like, you used to say we're outside of an inn, outside.
And for the record, this is just a tavern. This is not an inn and tavern. It is just a tavern.
Oh.
Yep, psych.
Okay.
Since when
It's
did
just
they do
where-
that?
It's where you pick up drinks to continue floating down the river because they just assume you've run out by this point.
I do love a good drink and float.
I do too.
So to set the scene, especially since Hyacinth, you weren't here last week, just as as a reminder for everybody else, this encampment that you're at is like 99% tent based. On the fancier side, I don't have a better way to describe that. I should have a better way to describe that. It's more like semi-permanent tents for the most part, not
Oh,
just
so-
like a bunch of people got here and set up camp.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're glamping.
Yeah, they're like it's a tent town.
Yeah.
not just a.
That makes
like a
sense
big
as to
traveling
why
party.
there's a tavern for flow days.
Yeah. And then there is one other like established building that is essentially a keep. And then the sort of centerpiece of this whole display is the bridge going from north to south following this the Tradeway Road. And since you didn't catch this description last time, it does depict a couple of deities in various sort of scenes, I guess.
I'm gonna run over what deities.
Sure, make a religion check.
I'm very intrigued by this now, you know, with my realizing my patron is some sort of deity, probably.
Oh wait, somebody already discerned this.
Never mind.
Yeah, it was shit. Notes. Come back.
That's good because my religion is still -1. I forgot about
It was
that.
corn dog or Aster.
Yes, Cyric, Cyric, and Baal, Bhaal.
Oh, that's right.
Just one ball?
I had the question about those things.
Yeah, go
I just
ahead.
remembered that I wanted to ask, in what way do the symbols of Baal and Cyric seem to be portrayed side by side?
Easy enough without needing rolls, unless you want to get more information than this.
I do.
Okay,
I
go ahead and roll
all
then.
the information about those two deities.
You can make a religion or perception check, and which one you choose will determine how I describe this to you.
Oh, I'm gonna do religion, even though it's not as good as perception. Kerplow.
Could I do perception while he does religion or no? Is that
Sure.
too metagame?
I think that's all right.
I got a 16 religion.
We're talking lore. I'm a softie when it comes to lore stuff, so
Yeah, it's like
24.
Ooh.
Wait, did that go through the chat?
No.
It did. Well, I saw it in D&D Beyond, so you're
Oh,
right.
okay.
Okay.
So
What
it went
was
through
it?
24.
24 on the perception, and what was the religion?
16.
Okay, so 16 on religion. Spunk, I think you would at least know that these are semi-familiar names. They're sort of very meta deities, not too specific, but they fucking hate each other. You know that.
Okay.
So to see them depicted together in any way other than active conflict would be weird. And that in combination with Icarus's perception check, that is indeed how they are depicted. They're depicted fighting each other in basically you can see the bridge itself in several of the images and the valley around it as they're in direct conflict with each other. It's as if they were actually here.
Maybe it's one of those things where the god sculpted this land and it was their conflict created this valley and that's why they're on the bridge, you know.
Yeah, but they fucking couldn't stand each other, so why are they?
The shot from his bow that struck him carved this river, you know, that kind of shit.
Yeah, I guess, but usually that's don't temples usually glorify one god or another, not they hate.
Well, but it's not a temple. It's just an area.
it's just a place.
So maybe their conflict created this area. I don't know. I'm new to this stuff. I'm just spitballing.
Are there any statues nearby?
Statues, no. It's pretty much exclusively the bridge itself, on the sides and what's it called? I'm just gonna call them walls because it's not railings. There's essentially short walls that
The
guard the
banisters?
sides, the road itself that the bridge essentially creates, so that cars don't go rolling off and shit like that.
Okay.
Both on the inside and outside of those walls is where all these depictions are.
Okay.
Just a reminder for those of you who didn't tune in last time, my notes say Cyric is vampiric with a sword, god of vice, and Baal is an undead humanish looking but malnourished god of violence and ritual murder.
Oh, that's very specific. Holy shit. So they're both
Yes.
dark gods, right?
Yeah.
So
They're both
vampiric
baddies.
and murder, you said.
Hello,
Or the-
Artemis.
Would I know What would
Sorry.
with a 16 roll? Would I know anything more about like their religions in general, or are they too alien for a forest boy?
Let's take a look here. They're both not very specific, but I think I can at least give you this. Yeah, they're not really, unless I'm misreading these. If over the table anybody knows better, let me know. But it looked, from what I can understand and what I'm reminding myself of here, they're both, like I said, very meta, not like really specific to any individual like race or races. And the Spunk, you'd probably be able to know with a 16. Yeah, they are both related to what is referred to as the spell plague. When gods actually like walked the earth and they were not supposed to, like the weave was broken, and there was all like this is as a result of multiple gods in conflict, and this this place was broken because of it.
Okay. Do I know what their names were before the spell plague? Because if I know about the spell plague, I know some people like had a whole like personality change and everything.
I'm gonna say with a 16, no.
Okay.
It would basically be like the spell plague being the major event is like the start of your knowledge of this.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
This god stuff is getting like it's actually quite interesting. I don't know why I discounted it earlier.
It seems a little weird. Like I don't. It's just strange to me that somebody would build an effigy of the two of them together, not like one in particular. But I'm used to temples, not bridges.
So,
Icarus, whether you want to use this information or not is entirely up to you. But him saying that would trigger a sort of update for you with your 24 in perception. This depiction seems to be much more along the lines of like recording history and less along the lines of like dedication to them.
Yeah, well, it doesn't seem very worshipy to me. It just seems like, like a sculpture of a person to say that person existed at one time. It's like historical, not praise be,
Sure.
I don't think any general person worships the god of murder. Maybe a cult or something, but like, I wouldn't think a whole town would dedicate themselves,
Not
I
every.
mean, like a cult that we would possibly chase after. Maybe that
No, ours is like
murdered
the
dragons and then brought them back from the dead.
Well, I mean, ours is like the evil dragons. I hope they don't have anything to do with like a god outside of the dragon witch herself,
Not every god of murder is about bad things. It's not like the murder gods are about, killing your family members and then jumping off a cliff or something like that. Like,
I don't know.
Sometimes the god of death is about rebirth and
what Juno was
changing
saying
of
about the
life.
vampire and murder gods sounded a little dark,
So,
didn't hear
like,
her say
here's
anything.
the thing, though, is that, like, we've now seen, like, people come back to life, be zombies, and, like,
Does that?
essences
Yeah, like with
of
the Red
themselves.
Wizards and stuff.
Well, yeah, Thay was a very common place for necromancy. So,
Are there any sigils in this bridge, like something I could chisel off if I needed to?
what?
Carry around with me?
Were
Or,
you
like,
facing
maybe
a
just,
public
like, pop
building?
down instead of...
It's a bridge. Maybe there's like a little, like, circular medallion on one of the fence posts or the bridge posts, and I could just like ching, break it off or something and carry it with me.
Possibly. Help me out here. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
I would like to find a symbol of either Cyric or Baal or both, and maybe break it off the bridge and bring it with me.
A symbol of them,
What
and not
tools you got with
necessarily
you?
a.
Yeah, do they have like they have like a picture or something like that I could rip off? Like, this is a depiction on the bridge, right? So it's got to be done
Yes.
some form of artistic. So I imagine there's got to be like headstones, like.
So everything is essentially chiseled or molded into the stone itself. There aren't like freestanding busts or anything along those lines. It's like all part of the wall. So I'm gonna say yes. There are both, just heads slash and all the way to like full body depictions of both of them. As far as like sigils, let me check something
like
right here.
Sirik is the black sun.
Yeah.
And all is like a scrotum hanging over a dagger or something like that.
A dagger separated, or two balls separated by a dagger. Just like
Like
in
running
between.
the tip of the knife along the seam.
I was gonna say coming out from in between them for no reason at all, but okay.
Yeah, it's like
I see where you're
balls and
going.
a knife,
Okay. So yes, I'm gonna say much fewer, but there might be like one or two sigils related to each of them. I will also say, excuse me.
Bless you.
I will also reiterate, this is black granite. This is very tough, hardy stone. So I'm not saying don't try to do that by any means, but you would know that it would be tough.
I will reflect on this further tonight and see if I come up with any more answers, but I doubt it because I'm not very knowledgeable, but I will think about it very hard. As, a thoughtful person does, which I'm trying to be more thoughtful because as someone once told me, sometimes you need to think before you act. And I'm trying to be, smart.
Well, this was a lovely bridge.
Why'd you say was? What did you do to it?
Fireball.
Oh, no.
It's in my past now. I'm leaving.
Oh my god. Table talk. Like you saying that, I was like, "What the fuck did you do?" I had no idea where that was going. I was
Hyacinth,
like,
did you ever think there might be somebody at the table even more chaotic than you?
A wall of acid.
I'm like chaotic, but like for fun. Like
I
not
cast
like
8th level disintegrate.
I mean that with love toward both of you.
at the bridge for spite.
A couple people
Only
looked like they wanted to say
prepared
something.
stone shape.
Sorry.
I did not.
Ulta is looking at Aster, patiently waiting for them to start tracking this person. Away from where we're going. She's just
Okay, I'm doing it right now in case I want to take anything off this. But I'll just kind of like take a look outward and be like, what do my shifter eyes see?
I will cast guidance on you to help you see better.
Okay. Well, yeah. I would consider this tracking though. I will track specifically what direction we're going.
Okay, so tracking Varum himself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep, that's a survival check.
Sorry, I forgot we had an actual job thing to do.
Let's go. And plus a D4. Oh, that's good that you added a D4, corn dog, because that would be 12. 15 total.
I'm helping.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. You'd realize that it actually doesn't take a whole lot. It's pretty easy to recognize that there's a stark distinction between just like the chaotic, footprints and tracks and track marks from carts and things like that of other people that are basically around here, and one very large set. And by large set, I mean by like number of people and things. Not necessarily like giant's feet, but a lot of people and things tracking off one specific direction toward the northeast.
Magic, I'm gonna ping something on the map so that because this I know we're right here, but it's like in this direction, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, very much off the road and off the river as well.
Okay.
Like
Just
a
around
little
the
bit more north than
riverbed.
northeast, but northeast. You got the right idea, Chrissy.
Oh, okay.
Into this hazy area. Well, that's a lot of miles away.
Good call using the pointer. More like this way.
Mm-hmm. This looks like the person that we're looking for, although I wasn't expecting multiple.
Wait,
Because
Matthew,
it looked
what
like
color
multiple
are you?
people?
Because I saw like 7 different arrows go across the map at the same time.
He's the
I was
dark
like Chrissy
green.
and Bright just dicking around.
I'm the dark green that is standing still right now.
Okay,
Yo,
okay, that way.
chaos
Cool,
gremlins.
cool.
Oh, I
I
didn't
was
know
like,
we could do
who
arrows
the
like
fuck
that.
is hot pink? And it's just Bright going in circles, and I'm like, God damn it.
Oh man.
Bright, if you're talking, you're muted.
D&D.
I could lip read the motherfucker though.
I was just tracing the line of the river over here, and I'm the big pink one with an elbow in it. But we just crossed this bridge, right? Where the dotted line, because you said bridge, this the river.
Yes.
Or are we like, okay, cool.
You're just to the right of Party Gandalf, where the actual road
Excellent.
is meeting the river. Yeah.
Choice.
And we were informed of just like the one guy, right?
Yes.
What did he look like again?
Okay. He was like,
I
no,
remember you telling us a little bit about him, and then I apparently was too busy writing about
My
my
notes are at
LSAO
school.
cute moments.
I'm sorry.
He was described to you as a dwarf in purple robe-like armor. And actually, everybody except Spunk would recognize that, at least from one. There may be other instances, but I do recall off the top of my head at least the one vision you saw from Marlock.
Mm-hmm.
He was there at the ritual that they stole her power, or some of her power.
I remember Marlock saying they stole her power, but I didn't remember like how it actually happened.
It was several shadow warriors. You recognized at least one of them, and others you have seen or heard of in other places since then. With
Was
Okay.
Frulum the one that we
The one we
recognized?
recognized, probably.
Frulum was the one you recognized at the time. Now,
Are the
after,
purple robes similar to Frulum's?
Yes, you would have seen in the vision from Marlock that all of the purple robed warriors that like they were all very similar but had their own customization, like mixed between the robes themselves and like shoulder pieces and brooches and parts of like breastplate maybe sometimes on some of them. And then there were also 2 red robed people there. You would recognize them now as wizards from Thay.
Red rober, red rober.
Red rober.
So yeah, from that whole scene, you would be in character. You'd be able to easily piece together that the dwarf in purple robes was one of those people in that vision.
Wow, everything makes so much more sense.
Uh-huh. Look, and the tracks look like multiple people are going, not just like
Yes, let me. Not just people. We can add to that.
oh,
Some bipedal people. And others. Let me look at this quick.
Tripedal.
Oh boy.
I was thinking some quadrupeds, but maybe some tripedal.
Yeah,
in there.
some four-legged
Swag.
animals
Okay.
or creatures.
My
Okay.
God, he's a pendulum.
Are the toes toes
Thank you.
pointed? Like oh? Sorry, that was a different thing. Like if Aster was doing this and I were to just be like, what are you doing? And look at like the quadrupedal ones, like are they like pointed like they're clawed or are they just like toed?
Are you proficient in survival?
You know, that's a good question. Probably not, because I kind of suck. I am not.
Appreciate it if you didn't use the word toad. By the way, that's our word.
With an E.
I don't
Okay.
care if you say it with a soft E or a hard A.
I'm going to
Coax.
at least give you this, since you're asking the question. But just as a reminder, over the
That's
table,
good.
part of helping requires, in like rules as written, I guess. Part of helping requires that you are proficient in the skill that was called for in the skill check.
Sorry, I didn't mean to help her. I just.
That's okay. I'm gonna consider it helping, but I'm gonna you just go with it for this particular instance. It looks like pause. It's definitely pause.
I have good news and bad news. My mic came unplugged, so I didn't hear any of that.
Pause.
Oh my God.
Pause.
The four-legged ones are
Okay.
pause.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There was no good news.
I was like, I'm waiting for the other half of this.
I always say that when there's no good news. Oops.
That's really misleading. I'm gonna sue you.
You know what they say,
this world.
gaslight gatekeep girl boss. Alright, sorry.
So,
Continue.
I hate to use the so anyway card. So anyway, I wasn't expecting them to be accompanied though. It looks like there are multiple people and animals. Anything we should be worried about?
I
I
mean,
was already worried to begin with.
we still have Moonbeam.
To be fair, if they're traveling, they might just need mounts. You don't necessarily maybe need to worry about like attack
With pause? That's a little odd, but I guess not completely unconventional.
I mean,
Be
last
Carrying their
Gosh.
packs rather than them having
La-
to carry their packs themselves.
last time we saw someone, it was just like a creature. It was just a drake, which is not paws. So I'm a little more reaffirmed by paws than by claws. You know?
I'm not confident in much.
But also, since we're tracking them, we have the active surprise element of surprise, right? Because we know they're there. They don't know we're
Theoretically.
here.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, I'll take what I can get, but
In any case, they're only going to make more tracks if they keep going, so should probably head this way.
what time of day is it again? Is it like early enough to continue following?
Oh yeah. This is we're at basically midday.
Okay.
We had you were gifted from our lovely chat. You were gifted some powerful magical items, so we made those fast traveling magical canoes that you took
Yeah.
from the main boat to get here. It only took you a few hours, where it would have maybe taken.
I
a
gotta
couple
say,
days.
I've played Skyrim and fast traveling is powerful.
So should we follow the tracks to find the person who's on this doggy style mount?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
That just goes completely over Esther's head. Doesn't understand why you said it that way. But she doesn't
I think
question.
in the fantasy
How
world,
would
it's
you have
called
said it?
wolf style. A little more.
Oh god.
I'm sorry, did you say wolfy style?
Yeah, I said in the fantasy world it's wolf style because dogs weren't domesticated yet. I don't know.
What are you talking about? We have mastiffs. We had mastiffs in the village. You didn't see them?
No, I was in my coma.
Okay.
Remember?
All of our domestics are they're hella mastiff style. Everybody loves a mastiff.
I assume we're walking and talking. at
Yeah,
this
yeah.
point.
Yep.
Yeah. Walking and talking.
And if not, we're
And
probably
walking
away
at like
from the
a
sexual
fairly
jokes.
aggressive tempo. Like, is anyone trying to be stealthy right now in our group, or are we just like, oh, follow this
Not
shit?
at the moment.
I assume we're a little bit behind, so no.
I'm froggy jumping. Just
Yeah, Esther kind of has her eye out to see if like there's anything in the distance.
Yeah, that's what Juno
for
would
when
be
we're
watching
actually
for.
getting up on them. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, if
so
Aster is like paying attention to the tracking, I think Juno would help by paying attention to like distance.
yeah, so leaving the tent encampment area, it like basically once you get past the last one, it's a stark contrast into like nothingness ahead of you. We do have a bit of an environment I can describe.
Favorite terrain, maybe.
Give it to me.
Yeah, I'm
Is this
just,
one of Ulta's favorite terrains?
Well, let's
see.
find out. What you see ahead of you is a swath of badlands, mesas, and rocky plateaus, only sprinkled with trees and tall grass occasionally.
My favorite kind of place. Heck the player. Yes.
Okay. Probably not. I have swamps, mountains, and Arctic.
Yeah, no, this
we're
would
in
not
South
fit
Dakota. No.
this would not fit, so...
Yes, the fabled land, South Dakota.
I don't think I've ever met anyone from a Dakota.
Yeah, because
Oh,
like
I
12
have.
people live there.
Move to the Midwest, you'll find them.
I am in the Midwest.
Chicago is allegedly in the Midwest, but it's also its own mythical.
Okay,
land.
but I was more Midwest, then moved to the Mid. Well, I don't know. Is that more Midwest or less Midwest from where I moved from?
I don't know. We're walking and talking.
Yep, walking and talking, you would recognize that, basically the horizon ahead of you, aside from the tracks that you're following, seems to be basically nothing. It would become increasingly clear as you go that you have a ways to go. So, especially being on foot, is there anything in particular you'd like to continue discussing or do while you walk?
I'd like to cast a spell.
Sure.
I will cast Find Steed. It's because I think I talked about the fact that I learned the spell. I think I learned it from my tattoo actually, and I considered doing it, and then we never had a convenient time to do it, so I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna be a gold and crystal drake as my steed. Because I've been inspired by my crystalline dragon armor, so it is like a drake hound that is rideable. I know it can't carry all of us, but I figured it could maybe help make the journey easier in some ways.
Okay. Are you aware that only lasts 10 minutes at a time?
I have played this class before and had never realized that. No, its casting time is 10 minutes.
Oh, you are correct.
I was like,
Misreading
wait a second,
shit.
that seems weird.
Yep, my bad.
It lasts
I am
until
misreading.
dead, I believe, or unsummoned.
Yep,
But-
you are correct.
So I just would have done that at some point. I'm like, I know it can't help us all or increase everything, but at least help carry some gear if someone gets tired. I'm gonna name her Aurora.
All right.
Also, look at this shit. I love new spells. I fangirl a little bit, but it's fine.
All right, let's sneak up on this person we're tracking with your giant crystal horse.
Okay. It's not giant. Horses are medium creatures, so drakes are also medium creatures.
It's giant for Spunk.
It's massive.
He's a
Okay,
small
but
guy.
I wasn't gonna make a size comparison. That seems rude.
It's also made of crystal. Hey, pony, take 3 steps this way. That's good.
I would also like to point out that these are in fact Badlands, and the sun is currently beaming down on us, so it feels like a very disco-esque moment. I feel like I'm witnessing Beyonce's new album cover, but
This is just burning.
fantasy.
I feel like if
Yeah.
anything,
We're just traveling with a medium-sized disco ball.
If anything, that's more fitting for me, though. Just throwing that out there.
I
Well,
don't disagree.
if it makes anyone feel any better, we now have bait if needed.
All
Don't.
fair.
I can get rid of her if we get closer, and it's a real distraction problem. But I just figured it'd be easier to not have to carry our packs for a little bit of the ride.
All right, everybody climb on the giant beacon that we're riding into the sneaky lands at high noon.
You know, this is the last time I ever try to do anything helpful, okay?
I throw my pack onto this beast and continue walking, now unencumbered.
Yeah. I'll like strap our packs onto her harness and just like, be kind about it.
I'm
Okay.
gonna sticky hands crawl in its underbelly and just hold on to the crystalline.
Well,
The third reward.
since I just saw that we have been given another very generous donation. Thank you very much, Mr. Saito. Per our
I know.
incentives, that is giving us some very serious and powerful magical options. So I think for the moment, what I'd like to do with that is Icarus summons one Drake, and it's gonna rear back as you start to figure out who's riding and walking for now, and actually sort of like mirror image itself, and become, instead of 1, up to 5, depending on if you guys want to buddy up or ride individual Drakes. I will let the table decide.
And y'all were shit talking my new spell. I just summoned 5 Drakes.
Oh, good. 5 walking
5
flashlights.
Up to 5. If you guys want to buddy up, we can make it fewer. And that's cool.
Corellin smiles down upon
Yeah,
us today.
Vampire's buddying up.
I've become a Bible thumper.
Yes, Corellin smiles upon us, and her pearly whites light up the whole fucking valley for everyone to see us coming.
She's a he, okay?
Whatever. It's a god. They are. No, actually,
yeah.
gods are gendered in this.
Fair. It's
universe.
also an elven god, so we tend to be a little fluid.
I'm
but-
gonna buddy up so we have one less bright fucking flashlight screaming at the sky.
Aster, I'm gonna add one final thing for your was it 24 in survival from earlier?
No, 15.
No? Oh, 15? Okay, it's still
No.
still good enough. You would recognize, especially right after getting out of the encampment, when it was like these tracks are the only thing to follow, sort of thing. They're not very fresh. You'd know it probably you're a couple days behind.
I figured we could use to pick up the pace.
Yeah, being seen isn't a big issue right now. We should move.
I'll press the digitation to change the color of Spunk's dragon or Drake to be more natural, just to make him happy.
And what color would that be?
We're in like grasslands, probably like a lightish. Like,
No,
beige.
we're in Badlands.
Yeah, it's
not
mostly
grass.
desert. Yeah.
Yeah, like a lightish beige-ish to blend in.
The light beige is natural to you?
In Badlands, it is. Look around you. I'm only
The Badlands of
stuck-
South Dakota are red.
They are.
I just turned to Juno. I can't do it anymore. I'm done with it. Nothing. I'm trying. I try so hard to be helpful, but nothing's enough.
Listen, how about we just do this? I'm gonna cover my horse in as much gooey, gross garbage as I possibly can so that it doesn't refract as much light. And it's just gonna be like a gooey horse. Like a,
I hate that.
like a snot steam.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, it looks like I will be riding alone.
They don't all have to be crystals. Like, it was just mine because it's my patron.
I
Patron
believe-
dragon.
I see. Okay. So this one is like a
You can color your own horse for all I care.
wow.
I would just like to point out to everyone that we are not riding horses. These are not horses. And Juno just
These are
points
drakes.
at the drakes. And she just climbs on one and it's
Nice
just
horses.
like, Aster, which direction are we going? Please help.
we're going this way. Yeah.
I'm glad at the inn I filled my water skin with wine. And I just
Oh, you're gonna dehydrate so fast. Oh no.
I'm drunk driving.
No.
Drunk
No
drinking.
law but the claw.
Drunk draking.
You're gonna have a real dry, prickly poop later. It's not gonna be fun for you.
You have to ruin everything, even my poop.
Even my
Call it the
poo.
Badlands.
Aster,
Next time, visit the Gladlands.
don't let me put words in your mouth, but did you say that you were going to be like actively tracking as you go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, make a fresh survival check, please.
Got it. $21.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Especially long after leaving the busyness of the little tent town, and in recognizing that like there's fucking nothing out here, it would be very easy for you to recognize that these tracks have a pretty straight and narrow heading. It's as if this group of beings knew exactly where they were going. There's not like wandering, weaving back and forth. It is straight that way.
It looks like they have a mark just like we do.
Could someone please
Mark?
roll a d8 for me?
I got you, fam.
Oh no.
3.
Oh, is it actually a 3? I don't know why stuff's not showing up in Roll20.
I don't know.
I'm guessing that there's been a recent update with the
Because
With the
D&D
extension,
Beyond.
yeah.
I have
Yeah.
the D&D Beyond link thing that active that should roll directly, and it did not.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm guessing there was an update that hasn't gone all the way through.
No worries. Okay, so it was a 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Off to you're about here. Off where the river seems to be coming up, back up toward the tracks that you're following, you see a couple of giants around a campfire just off of the river. Are we? Oh, okay. They're kind of minding their own business and clearly roasting something rather large. You just sort of see them off in the distance at the river.
Does anybody else see that over there? If we see them, they see us. They have a campfire and we have a
3 disco ball
mud stallion.
drakes and 1 covered in snot.
As you're walking by, one of them will just sort of look up, recognizing that you're there. And then after a couple seconds, the other will also look up at you guys. And other than sort of clocking you, they don't really do anything about it. They just kind of go back to
They
their
punch us?
spit on the fire and minding their business.
Oh, clock, like, I got you.
No, yes, roll initiative right
You
now.
run up and punch us?
Oh yeah, not that clock. Like
Not that clock.
It was...
easy to see that they recognize you that you are there. That's what I mean.
Ooh, scary. Okay.
Ulta will say to Aster, we could just keep moving and act like everything's normal unless the tracks end with them. Can you tell?
Do they?
They do not. The tracks are this is like way off on like several hundred feet at least to your, it would be east now, down by where the river is. Like you all can see each other, but clearly they are not really doing anything about it.
They're probably just going their own way, just like we are. Anyone have any reason to stop?
No. Now let's do it. Worst case scenario, we kill them, right? Because, like, that's what we do. Is that what we do? Is that what you do in an adventure? You
Sometimes
just
not
kill them?
always. It
We don't
depends.
prefer to.
Okay. Okay, cool. So, like, maybe we kill them. But
I would like to send them a message.
Oh. Here we go.
Okay.
Hello there. Don't mind us, just passing through. Have you seen a dwarf in purple robes pass by recently? That's
Your message? Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
When you finish casting the message, you're gonna you're still kind of, the mounts are still kind of walking along.
I'm staring at them with my 300 feet of vision always.
It's bright light out. It's not, everybody can easily see all of this. Both of the giants like stand up and do like the and you can hear them like start screaming at each other, and they just start like clubbing at each other out of fright.
I missed the part where you said that this was giants.
Oh.
If I couldn't actually communicate with them, I wouldn't have sent it.
You were able. I went with Rule of Cool to say that you could do that.
Okay, I just went into their brains. So I'm just like, okay, never mind.
After a few seconds, they calm down and get back to the large thing that they're roasting on their fire. But for a few seconds, it was like panic for both of them.
I cannot believe they just beat the shit out of each other.
Sorry, everyone.
Giants,
That was my fault. I wanted to ask if they'd seen a dwarf, and oh no. Let's continue.
Yeah.
They did not provide useful insight.
Okay. After some more time, we're getting to a point where it would be sunset. Definitely getting to the end of the day. Aster, you still recognize that you're probably at least a couple of days, if not more, behind this set of tracks. You actually even would have recognized within the last few miles an area where others would have made a camp. Like maybe a pit of ashes left over and some imprints of things lying down on the ground rather than walking or running or whatever it is they were doing.
I think they also stopped here. Not sure exactly how long ago, but
If we need to
Isn't
pick up
it?
the pace, I'm sure we could at least push the drakes for a little bit.
and I'll look into things I can maybe think about a little bit more and prepare for a little bit more. I was a little bit more ready for water travel yesterday, so or at least today. So maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
I was also ready for water travel, so there seems to be a lack of it here.
Yeah, exact opposite. All right.
Okay, anything else you want to do before we actually hit nightfall and you have to decide if you're pushing through the night or resting?
No.
No.
I'd like
Okay.
to eat a clump of dirt.
Perfect.
There's
Mostly
nothing else
sand.
to do out here.
Make some clay paste in your mouth.
Yeah.
you
I'd
go.
like to mix it and then
Nice.
spit it out on the floor. Oh no! When we settle in for the night, I would like to dig a hole,
Perfect.
like a shallow hole.
You are able to do that easily.
Are we settling in for the night?
Well, it seems Spunk is at least.
Yeah, I think
I
maybe-
said when
I
we
think to
settle
get
in
our-
for the night. I would
Oh,
like
okay,
to
my
dig a
bad.
hole. Not that I'm digging one now. That'd be.
I think to get our bearings, it might be for the best. We could push through
Yes.
later, but we're not prepared for this at the moment.
No, and I have used a surprising amount of spells today.
Oh,
Most of them with sending messages.
nice.
Like it's just gobbled up from like second level on. It's just all sending. Yep.
Nice.
That's the sound my magic makes, baby.
All right. So it's easy enough to, establish a spot to make encampment because there's fucking nothing out here. So how do you guys want to handle your overnight?
I assume we'll do the easy 1-on-1 that my sister normally do, and anyone who joins us can join us because we can split the night in half instead of thirds or quarters or whatever.
Okay.
I will make the dome.
I take the morning and you take the night, right?
Yes. Well, I take the night and then you take the morning.
Yes. Sometimes I like to flip it, okay?
Well, night comes before morning.
All right. So we are at a point now where we have established we're camping out for the night. So the evening is yours to determine how you want to do it. If you want to do watches or alternating sleeping, that kind of thing, or things you might want to do, the floor is yours.
I will, as we're walking, take out some supplies and a screwdriver, a makeshift screwdriver, like wood and bamboo. And I'm going to keep working on my bomb.
Ooh, okay.
Because it's almost done, I feel.
That reminds me, I owe you guys a document, and I'm writing it down right now so I don't forget again. Sorry about that.
I was just about to say the amount of successes versus failures is a pinned document in our chat.
Awesome.
Because I don't think we wrote it anywhere else.
How many rolls do we get while we out here?
I've been doing 1 per hour.
Oh shit, dog.
So, well, okay, so it's the amount of time you spend is translating to essentially 1 skill point per hour. And then on top of that skill point, if you spend any number of hours like actively trying to progress your thing other than just studying the skill, that's an additional skill point and the check, all within the same hour.
I'm gonna just roll 1 day's worth here. And what's a success again?
The DC that I would have given you at the beginning of your project.
Right.
I believe yours was like a 16?
Yeah. I got 3 successes on day 1. Damn.
Nice.
I rolled 8.
Anyone else as we're setting up camp here?
Well, since it is nighttime, yeah, I might take a couple rolls.
I gotta stop it to dig.
I would assume like travel is hard to do stuff, so like only when not mounted we could do stuff, right?
Exactly.
So like most of the
Depends.
travel of yesterday, I don't think we could do.
Depends on the activity.
Minus
and, like,
archery,
Oh yeah, probably not. But at least
specifically
like,
things near me.
you could at least, as you're setting up camp, especially for you since you only need half the night to actually rest anyway, you could have a few hours of that.
And maybe I could work on my song while mounted, but not my archery.
Sure, that makes
I'll
sense.
do like how long would you say we're on mount? Because I'll do like half of that because it's harder in theory.
I'm gonna say about 6 to 8 hours. We'll just go with 8.
Okay.
I think
Because I'll
Bright
probably
already
do the
rolled
same
8.
thing.
So
Yeah.
for music was performance, I believe, right?
Yes.
Ooh, look at that natural 20. Nice.
Okay, so I have 4 successes. Which means I believe 4 successes is 8 skill points. Okay.
Okay. And as a reminder, crits are double good and bad. Since I saw one at least flash across the screen there.
Yep.
Not mine.
I have one crit success and one crit fail in that batch there.
So to narrate this a little bit, for our audience at least, Spunk has been working on what he's calling a bomb. He's trying to sort of construct this device that he intends to have explode in some capacity. Aster's working on, what was it?
Like navigating via like stars in the sky.
Oh yeah, with the star charts that you guys got.
Mhm.
Okay, excellent. And Icarus has been splitting time essentially depending on the capability at the given time between a magical song of his own custom intentions and getting better at ranged combat in close quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Maybe when I finish the song, I'll tell you all what it is, but not before.
There you go. Okay, so we're, I think we'll say we're getting to the point that you are, like, you actually need to start resting. How do you guys want to handle that? Did you say just the 1-on-1 between Icarus and Juno, or is there anything else?
At least the two of us. It's up to everyone else if they want to join or not, but I'll just ask Juno if she can bless me with the dark vision before she goes to bed, because mine is okay, but mediocre.
I'll take the first watch since I still gotta dig my hole.
Lovely. You get to be up with me. I have crafted the dome to look as similar to the twilight we're kind of like watching take place here in the Badlands.
I'm sorry, you cut out a little bit for me. What was that?
I would like to make the dome, and
the
then
dome.
I would like it to be similar to the twilight of the Badlands. So as like this guy kind of ships, making it look like that.
Okay. So you're all able to see just at the beginning of casting this, the sort of igloo-like shape form, and then sort of shimmer out of sight, that you all can just see like the outline a bit, because it's intended for you. You can see it. And that is available for you as you would like.
You can dig your hole inside of there if you want. You don't have to.
Yeah, okay, but we'll see. There's gotta be room for the cloud.
For the cloud.
Yeah, I'll show you when I'm finished, and he'll start digging. It's gonna be a shallow, like maybe 2.5 feet deep, 3 feet wide, just big enough for him to like settle down and lay down in. If he was going full froggy mode with his arms and feet tucked in at like his sides and laying flat on his tum-tum. It's gonna take like an hour probably. And when he finishes, he'll pull a small, one of those little translucent squishy baubles from his staff that dangles. And inside is like this murky, dark, swirling liquid. And he'll squeeze it and it'll make like a sound, like a snapdragon. And black clouds will kind of fly out from inside of it and hover over the hole. And you'll hear like a little bit of thunder. And it'll start to rain as he casts Create Water. And it
Nice.
fills his hole with 10 gallons of clean water.
Yeah, look at that endearing spell casting. I like that.
Nice.
That's really cute.
I like it.
I gotta sleep somewhere, you know. So, takes a bit of doing.
So for those of you who go to bed first, you get some nice rumbling thunderstorm sounds
Enjoy the white
to
noise.
aid with the sleep in our lovely, perfectly temperaturized dome of goodness.
This is like the perfect place to just curl up and take a nap, yeah?
Mhm.
Make a dome, I make the white noises. You know.
We could start our own spa.
If we
Or
filled up
glamping.
the whole thing with water, you could turn it into like a hyperbaric chamber and make it like a sensory deprivation tank.
Should I deprive the others of their senses?
Okay. When I said it, it sounded like kind of like spa day. When you said it, it sounded like Jeffrey Dahmer asking if I wanted a fresh steak.
Wee woo! Wee woo!
This stream right here, officer.
Do you want to talk about that? Like, why is it that you feel the need to be creepy when...
It sounded like a fun prank.
Okay, yeah, no, I can get behind that. But maybe smile when you when you say that. Otherwise, people are gonna think you're trying to kill them. I
Like
definitely,
this?
I definitely feel like you're going to kill me if I fall asleep tonight. Are you okay? Did you?
I was smiling.
Okay. Wow. Jesus. We'll work on it. Perhaps more frequent visits to your husband might be in need. Anyway, so do you adventure often? How many bodies have you left in your wake?
Oh, I haven't kept track. And then, no. I've been adventuring for insert amount of time that we have been on this campaign trail.
Several months. I don't have the exact timeline.
Prior to that, I was homeschooled and mainly spent most of my time in a temple for 213 years.
Sorry, I was looking at your eyes that never blink. Cool. So you said you had other party members before. What happened?
I have not killed any of my party members.
Okay, cool. Just checking. That's great. I love that. This is actually very relieving to hear.
My spouse was the only other party member that was with us previously, but they are called to academia.
Oh yeah, what was their study focus?
You know, those books were a little dense, so I didn't follow along too often. But we did learn like languages together. We learned Draconic. Mainly, their biggest study was like sorting out time and how to manipulate it.
That sounds intense.
It went right over my head.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like, you just explained it, and I'm still like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm clenching a little bit.
I don't know that I've ever met someone else who does that, so I think that might have been why they were summoned to do academic work.
That sounds
I
interesting.
don't really study. I just get things given to me.
Do you have any of their books with you? Perhaps?
I don't have any of their books, but I have these books.
What are these books?
Whose books we got? This is a spell book from Esbara Jos. I hated him. I did kill him twice.
Oh.
Just to make sure.
Oh, you take trophies from your victims. How nice.
No. We found this before the murdering happened.
Oh my god.
It was stolen by someone else, and we stole it from them.
Cool.
It's a whole thing.
Can I see that? Can I?
Yep. And then we also have this one from Resmir. And then this other one from Dralmorner Birdgrey.
Uh-huh. Are they all spell books, or are they all just...
They are accounting of spells. So spell books.
They're all spell books?
Yes.
Can I... Would you mind terribly if I borrowed these and just kind of skim through them and...
You can have them. I don't use them. I don't think any of us do. My spouse already skimmed through them and took what they needed, so I don't do this kind of book stuff.
Oh, this is amazing. He's gonna grab all of them and just scooch them close to the edge of the ring around his little pool and open them all and just leave them face up. And then he'll grab the first one you handed and he'll start flipping through it. Oh, this is very cool. What kind of spells are in here that I might have the ability to copy if I were to flip through them?
Ooh.
Magic?
Yeah.
I can't remember where these exist. I just wrote them down and then said, give to Myth. I'm assuming we took them back once they copied this.
I can go find, because I remember giving those lists to Niffer. So Bright, I will find those, copy and paste them.
If you're
to
looking
you.
for the time frame, try February.
Hey, you can DM to me later. They'll take some time to copy over anyway.
Yeah.
February or March.
I guess I never realized artificers could copy.
That's not what I am. You're fine. You think you're the only one who has secrets? Shut it.
When did our party become so sus?
You just fucking met me. Excuse me.
Hi, heck.
Something.
I've been here the whole time.
I don't know what
True.
it is about a almost totally naked farting frog that led you to assume this guy builds magical items for a living. But
To
you're
be fair,
wrong.
you made bomb.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
made one, but
In
you
a
know,
TTRPG.
who
Yeah.
can't make a bomb?
Sorry.
Legally speaking, this was in the game.
An
Maybe it was
idiot
the-
with
Maybe it was just
in
how
Roblox.
efficient and tool
I
useful
appreciate
level
it.
your things seemed, but also you had a bunch of jingling balls from your staff, and those seemed like some sort of tool to me.
they're not so much tools as a means by which I am able to cast my magic without wasting time. Also, any idiot 18-year-old with an internet connection can make a bomb. I'm not special.
In
For legal reasons.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
You know, I like how willing you were to say that, but when I downloaded an app for learning the language Arabic, I was afraid the government was going to come for me.
Listen, they don't have to come for you. Duolingo will kill you in your sleep if you don't keep up with your lessons.
Duolingo will fuck your shit up. I'm currently getting screamed at by Duolingo.
Yeah, I turned off the
Oh.
notifications because I was afraid of them.
Oh, I can
But-
copy cantrips. This is so good.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
so Bright, you have all of that now in a Discord.
Sorry
DM.
for the interruption.
Wait, say that again, Magic?
You have all of that now in in the Discord DMs.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Ooh.
I'm sorry. Did I actually interrupt you guys? I thought.
No, no,
I thought
No,
it was
no,
not.
you're fine. I
We
just
were, how you say, bullshitting.
Okay.
I realized I interrupted the chain of important things that may have happened by talking about bombs with my
That's
dear
okay.
friend here.
Have fun role playing.
I
Absolutely.
do have one more question. Man.
We weren't role playing. We were just talking about bombs.
I would like to know, however, if there's any specificity to that third one you mentioned. I've never seen that spell before. That's new to me. Did you make that up?
No, I might just not be realizing that it was unique in a specific way. 1 second.
Unless
It is
new.
unique in that way. I will send you details of that in the next break. It's going to be a spell that doesn't exist in the D&D compendium. You would recognize it as unique to the person who owned that spell book. But we
Gotcha.
are going to treat it like a spell that does exist.
Gotcha. I was gonna say this sounds like two parts to two different spells, but
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Damn, Daniel.
I don't know how I'm just now realizing that is like unique to that individual and not actually part of the current D&D spell compendium. So let's have fun with that.
Yeah, when he reads that spell, you're gonna hear like a big, like he's gonna make really primal sounds as he's excited, and his like neck's gonna bulge out when he starts reading into these. Thank you, Juno. These are something special for sure.
Great. I am also looking out of the hut to just check the horizon, make sure nothing's creeping up on us. Things like that, watching.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check. I think if it sounds fair to you guys, we'll treat this as essentially the first watch. Is there anybody that wants to join Juno?
18.
No, I slept. I trance.
Yeah, sleeping.
Sleepy boy.
Sleep.
I think Spunk is the one that's up with me, but Spunk is now entranced by the books.
Right.
He'll
Which is-
continue the conversation if you continue to speak.
Kind of fitting for him to not help you search because he's like, book.
He's never adventured before, so he's gonna read. But if you continue to talk to him, he'll remain coherent for conversation, but he's not looking up.
Okay. Juno, you see occasionally a few vultures pass by overhead. You can hear the occasional bird call of maybe a few different species and very, very distant footprints of hooved creatures passing by, but nothing of any real significance or anywhere really near you. Your watch does pass without any sort of like incident or anything. So is there anything else you wanted to do with that time while you were observing this?
I think I would just spend most of the time maybe a little bit time communing, not actually using the spell commune, but praying ish, and just prayer in the sense of someone that's talking about how their day went and saying thank you for this, or I could use help here for this. And then we'll write about the day's journey in the notebook that LSAO gave her.
Okay.
Just write about all the weird stuff that we encountered and advise them to not send messages directly into the skulls of giants because they might not respond in the way that you think they will.
So as you open your journal, you'll actually see that there is a new entry from LSAO already. It would be clear that they are essentially wrapping up their day earlier than you. Generally speaking, they're doing what they normally do, just kind of going through their day's events and highlighting the things that they found very exciting. An item or two that may have been highlighted would include how they are splitting their time between teaching some of the already established wizards of the academy how to cast certain spells as utility. So less in the sense of you're fighting or you're conjuring food and water, but somewhere more in between, and how their creativity is really bringing that element to a table that didn't already exist. And then another item would be how they're also learning how to craft items being imbued with magical effects as they're being constructed, rather than making a thing magical that already exists. Okay, anything else?
No.
Awesome. Icarus.
Jawohl.
During your trance, you're going to have a dream. And you know, both from life experience as well as growing up and learning from your parents, are we calling it a tribe?
I know we at least called it a village. Do we call it a
Village?
tribe?
I think we called it a village,
Okay.
community. I don't think we said tribe.
Okay. Yeah, your village and community, and like going through your education as an elf and just being around and experiencing the people and culture that you come from, you know that for you and Juno, like dreaming is this more often than not is actually like experiencing your own soul's life. Sometimes it would be your past life. Elves are very much like, this isn't just a belief, you know, in this world that this is like true. Elves are like eternal souls, eternally reincarnated into different people in some capacity over eternity. So you like in your subconscious, you know, this is like an experience that you're having, but it's not always something in the past. It can sometimes be premonitions of the future, or even something that's happening right now, in very rare cases. And you know without a doubt that what you're experiencing right now is, or seeing right now, is something that is either happening right now, or has happened, or will happen in the very, very near past or future to right now. You see an elf in tattered robes and hood standing at what looks like a cliff. You're looking at them like almost face to face from about 50 feet away from them. You can see them standing on a cliff with a massive longbow clutched in one hand. And while their robe is sort of billowing in the breeze, you see them really hard focused on something, and you catch something about their face that you definitely recognize before your view sort of pans away to behind you, staring at a tremendous mountain that's got a sort of glowing light pulsing as if it was a heartbeat near the summit. And this structure that's sort of like built around it with massive stone and steel spikes kind of growing up out of the mountain and into the sky. You go back to looking at the elf for a moment, and you know for sure this is Corey before you wake.
I feel like I like wake very startled, like as like I want answers, like that wasn't enough, like no, like that's, I can't stop there, and like very like almost like panicked, you know. Okay.
Whether you want to do anything with this or not, Juno, I would say that you do recognize this, since you are your siblings. You're very close, so you recognize mannerisms about each other.
I'm just taking note of it now because I want to take it in first, so give me a second. Okay. I summarized it in a way that might not remind me what it actually was, because it was like a lot.
I have no notes like that. Like, the fuck is this from last session? No idea what that's in regard to.
Yeah, mine was like, it's literally trance dream of Corey at edge of cliff with great bow away from mountain with spikes. So like the connection between the ideas isn't there, but all of the things are there, you know?
Cliff notes.
And yeah, exactly. Like, you think you understand what's happening when you read them, but you really don't. So like I wake up kind of panicked. I don't know if you're like outside the circle, if this is like pre-transition, or if like I gather myself and then go out, or
you can handle that however you would like.
because that'd be right when I wake up. Would you be already coming inside, or would I meet you outside, do you think, for watch? Corn dog.
I am inside the dome.
So
You
you
can see out of it.
okay.
I did not leave the dome because I have to stay in it for it to remain up.
Gotcha. So you would have noticed that then. 'Cause
Yes.
I feel like I'll probably just try to, like, it'll definitely be noticeable by my sister because her passive perception is crazy, but then I'll try to brush it off, you know? And then I'll be like, okay, we'll figure out what to do with this. We'll figure it out. And just like, spend the time reassuring myself.
Tell
then-
me what happened. My passive insight is even crazier.
and I'll move over to her for sure. I had a dream, and it wasn't about me, so I don't know if it was past or present or
Perhaps
future.
your narcissism is fading.
Okay. Wait a second. Narcissism? Moving on. I think it was Corey. And it was like a great depiction, like the edge of a cliff, like right before you fall. And I think he was cornered or running away from something. And all I remember is this: he's at the cliff and there's a large mountain with iron spikes. And I don't know what it means, but I felt the danger, I felt the urgency. But I don't know if it's to happen or not to happen. Like, what can I do with this? Like, what does it why do they give us this if we don't know what to do with it?
I have no idea why they do it. It's honestly one of the most confusing parts of my current existence. Being honest.
Like, I understand the idea of faith. I've grappled with it and I get it now. But what is faith if you think the person you have faith in is in danger?
I think it's still faith, just faith of someone who thinks the person they believe in is in danger. But also, I would like to mention that just because they're gods doesn't mean they're necessarily all-powerful. Like, gods have those who want to attack them as well.
So you're telling me, although I have faith in him, he's actually in danger? Because that does not make me feel any better.
I don't know, it was your dream. You need to figure this out. And I'm gonna cast guidance on you. Figure it out. Do I look like a dream interpreter? I feel like there's books on that I would never read.
I'm gonna, like, with frustration, like, and, like, go and, like, take my watch. But also, like,
I'm awake at nighttime. I don't
but you're gonna
dream
trance,
that.
you know? You need to, like, do something, you know? You don't just get to sit there. You have to trance. But, like, in my mind, I'm like, let's see how bad your dream is tonight.
This is where magic tells us I rest peacefully. It's just a sublime evening for me.
And I'm gonna spend my watch, at least I'm gonna command the Drake Hounds to kind of, like, evenly spaced circle around the camp so that they can warn me of anything before it gets to our bubble. Because there's 5 of them, so I think I can, like, form a nice little circle around our bubble. And then I'm gonna sit inside and keep an eye out, but I am going to pray. So I'm gonna spend my watch, like, thinking about this, praying for answers, and just being like, can you tell me what this is? It is of you. Like, I don't know if you already know this, or I'm telling you something that you have not had to find out yet, or... And then we'd be like, I meant to ask about this weird statue we saw, but this seems way more important.
Okay.
And that's kind of like my kind of like crazy, like, where do I, like, what do I focus on? Kind of like trying to grapple with different things, brain of, like, how I pray.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check then. And the DC of noticing anything, if there is anything to notice, will be higher than it would normally be because your focus is
Nice.
off.
I have a 14. I don't know if it went through still, but it was 8 plus 6.
Awesome.
Oh, wait, plus the guidance. Let me do that, which is a D4. Let me roll a D4. It was a 1. Fuck you, D&D Beyond. 15, sorry.
Okay.
I always roll the lowest on these dice rollers online.
Okay. So, as time goes by during your watch, it becomes increasingly clear that you are truly in like a no man's land kind of situation. There's really nothing to notice other than the occasional flock of birds flying by, maybe a hoofed animal or group of them passing way off in the distance. Between that and like what you can see and hear and your magical mounts, basically just circling your dome and not doing anything else, it's clear that there's really nothing to notice. You don't really get any sort of direct response to your thoughts and questions in your prayer. Maybe just a little bit more of a feeling of you're not the only one who's trying to figure things out as time passes.
And I guess I'll, like, especially not getting an answer, like, the end of my prayer will just be, like, just please be careful. Because, like, if nothing, I want this to be a warning to him if it's something he doesn't know.
Okay, I'll add one more thing to the feeling you're getting. Essentially, it feels like the person you know and the deity you are connected to have a unique connection as well, but in the way that you can sense them, I think that's the best way I can put it. They seem to be, at least to some capacity, two separate beings.
Like, Corey is just a portion of Corellin.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay.
Okay. The evening will conclude, and you all complete your long rest. It is now the next morning.
Did I sleep peacefully?
You did.
Hell yeah.
Fuck you. I mean,
What a good trance.
guess I'm the only troubled one in this family.
And I start cleaning up the area that we're camping in.
Cleaning up. What is there like an intention behind that?
No, it's just like, I'm guessing we pulled out like bedrolls and stuff like that. But hearing my brother's jest about being the only one who is troubled, I laugh and just...
Yeah, like you wake up and I'm not like as shocked, but also just as distraught as I was when you went to bed.
Ulta, on the other hand, is intentionally sweeping away, like, you know, making sure that like the fire is out if there was one, making sure that there's no like traceable piles of goo, or maybe covering in our new mud pit, you know, just trying to make it seem like we weren't
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Concealing our tracks.
I don't know if the mud pit is the most incriminating part of our camp, honestly.
Yeah, just think that we're distinct. It's okay if like someone was here, but not us.
Yeah, like making it a little bit more nondescript than being able to definitely pick out our ragtag group.
Okay. Make a survival check with advantage.
That feels
Since you
unnecessary.
have help.
I did it again, but I don't know if it went through. One was an 8. Let me try it again. This is an 8.
Ow! And I helped.
Good.
Okay, it's a little rough, but yeah, you you give it a go.
In my head, Ulta by the end of this is a little bit more tired than normal, and probably covered in some of whatever dirt and or poo and or goo and or whatever that she was attempting to like hide or cover up. She's just now like from her knees down is like she's just tracking it everywhere unintentionally. While like
Ulta, oh no.
yeah, just while then also trying to cover that up as she tries to walk away.
All right.
I'm going to spend a moment remembering that I can change spells. So I'm going to pray on that a little bit and change my spells real quick.
Why did this turn into pray?
Do you know that stuff evaporates in the heat, so you don't need to sweep it up and collect it with your fingers.
I'm not sweeping that up.
No, I'm talking to your granola dealing friend over here.
That's Ulta.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I heard Juno.
It'll evaporate. It's like dry ice, but with goop. Eventually, it evaporates.
Ulta's going to hear that and know that they're not being addressed and just deadpan stare at Spunk.
And his eyes, as always, are like very large, perfect circles as they like shine, and he blinks at you asynchronously with one eye than the other. And like stares back with like a very like yeah.
She's just going to quickly glance at Aster with the most annoyed. And then just climb up onto the drake or whatever it is, whatever the mounts are today, if they're still drakes then.
I don't think I can change them. But also, I'm just very quiet this morning, which I feel like is out of character. But based on the fact of conversation that's still happening, I don't know if anyone notices. And I'm just going to mount.
If you're trying to hide it, you can make a roll.
Sure. Would that be persuasion or deception? Because I'm good at both. Or performance, maybe? Performance or deception?
I'm going to say performance, unless you feel strongly about doing persuasion or deception instead.
They're equal. That's a 26.
Oh. Everybody else make a perception check, please.
Okay.
For a nat 18, none of you better beat
Could
that.
I argue insight?
23.
If I'm trying to see that he's going through something?
Sure. I think that's
14.
valid.
But you already know I'm going through something. That's the issue.
It goes
30.
over Aster's head. She's too busy starting to track.
But just so you know, Hyacinth, I rolled 30.
Yeah,
To continue to read
I
your
know,
bullshit.
but you already knew anyways, so fuck you. I mean,
You're on red.
I only see Aster's. What did everybody else get? Juno was at 30.
30.
Ulta's 23 for perception.
Ooh, okay. Aster? Oh, I see yours.
Yeah, 14.
Spunk?
16.
Okay. So,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
Juno, you're having the conversation last night with him about what's going on. You can see that it's still kind of on his mind, but everybody else is none the wiser. And we're off on the next day. Sorry, go ahead.
While we start our travels, I'm going to ask Aster, do you know anything about dreams? Or do you know of anyone who would know? Like if we needed to consult someone who understands dreams?
I mean, we might be able to ask someone back at my village. That's something that one of the elders might do. That's not something I've learned yet.
That's okay. Just so you're aware, my brother is in a state of duress from a dream. I don't know how to fix it. But maybe he needs friends today and not someone that's riding in the same boat of confusion.
Aster, please make a history or religion check. Your choice.
Ooh, okay. Which one's better? Which one's better? I think they're the same. Yeah, they're the same. All right, we'll do this one. 13.
Okay. So generally, you might know that, you would know. I gotta stop using ambiguous wording. You would know that, from some history teaching, and learning among your own people that elves specifically have, anybody can have dreams that have legitimate consequence and meaning in the real world. But it's kind of more random or kind of at the intentional influence of deities, and then like all of that kind of goes over your head a bit. But you'd at least know that for elves it tends to be more specific, more pointed, and more frequent.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't help but overhear that you are looking for someone who interprets dreams. What?
This is the last time I ever go through
Correct.
anything.
Do you know how, Spunk?
I do. I have a method of finding out what the interpretation of your dream is if you explain it to me.
Well, it's not my dream. It's my brother's.
Uh-huh.
So, Icarus,
What?
why don't you talk with a group about your dream? Maybe others can help. I'm
Why don't you
trying
just-
to be helpful.
Why don't you just air out my baggage to everyone?
Do you want me to?
It kind of seems like you did, but okay.
I mean, I know way more than that. It's been 217 years.
We're also your friends. We're okay to take on some of that baggage. That's what,
So,
because you've definitely helped us.
from my dream perspective, normally my dreams are of my past and my memories, and they're from my perspective. This dream was not from my perspective. It was of someone else, viewing someone else. And because of that, it felt very recent past, current, present, or very soon future. There was someone on the edge of a cliff, elven, with a large bow, and facing away from them, I think away from the cliff, there was a large mountain that was ringed in iron spikes. And other than that, it was just a sense of worry or panic or danger or something like that. And it's hard to remember specifically, but there was a lot more feeling than detail. But just the fact that it almost felt like a looming threat. And it wasn't me, but I recognized the person as someone I care about. So I don't know if that's just to deal with me or saying they're actively in danger, or if it's saying like, this is the mountain you're headed towards and there you'll all die, or whatever the fuck.
Well, if it's gonna happen in the next 7 days, I can tell you a little bit more about it. But it requires a sacrifice.
I mean, you
I would
could
like
kill it.
to insight check Spunk to see if he's like trying to get my brother involved in an MLM or something like that based on their dreams. I want to know if there's something suspicious at foot.
Okay.
That's not where I went with it, but okay.
Make an insight check.
21.
All right.
21 for a vibe.
I have no idea if this is going to end up being anything consequential or not, but everyone, please remove your headphones except for Bright.
Boo.
Wait, no! No! Hang on.
What?
I have to turn my sound off all the way because I'm not
okay.
wearing headphones.
Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Okay. Bright, are we like trying to hide anything about this or?
No. So the plan here, if Corndog could remove her fucking headphones. You fucking heard that. You heard it. Okay. I have the divination spell, so I can give them a little bit of insight into something that might be happening about a specific goal, event, or activity that's going to occur within the next week. Let's see. GM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, cryptic rhyme, or omen. And the spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as casting the actual spell.
Okay, yeah. And the whole 7 days thing. What was that about?
The divination spell works within 7 days into the future.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So I'm not going to add any limits to that or anything. Just wanted to see if I might be stepping on toes with the insight check and what the result of that is. So I will let you narrate based on the 21 insight check what you would like. Who was that? Whoever rolled the insight to glean about it, if that's cool with you.
Spoon. What's her name? Juno.
Juno. Okay.
So,
Are you
her
cool with
name's
that?
not Spoon. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Are we done doing the Macarena?
Yeah. I caught it at the last second.
Yeah.
Okay. So
He's like, I actually just want to kill you all.
Chrissy, are you reconnected? Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
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 Oh my god.
It scared me the most, Bright, because I thought I turned the volume all the way down because I just swiped across my touchpad and I couldn't hear you and Magic talking. I could see Magic's face moving. And then I saw Chrissy's box and I was like, oh, something weird's going on. And then all of a sudden it was Bright's voice just screaming up my neck. I was like,
Chrissy, I just remembered something. Remind me to tell you later. It's not like a stream related thing, but I wanted to tell you something.
Okay. Jesus.
Like I'll tell you all later, but
helpful at all.
but I am very ADHD and I will forget because it took me the 2.5 hours we've been together to remember.
Awesome.
Write it down.
Well then.
Write it down.
Okay, so Juno, you insight checked Spunk's last statement, and Spunk, I'm gonna let you, as I said just a minute ago, let her know what she sees or gleans from that.
Yeah, sure. So you don't gather that Spunk is involved in an MLM of any kind. He seems to be pretty genuine about what he's offering.
Oh wait,
Almost as if it were like mechanically something he could do.
I have a question because I thought MLM meant the same as WLW, which means like men love men, women love women. Was that wrong?
I was mid-level marketing. Multi-level, mid-level. I don't even know anymore.
I thought you were
Pyramid
trying to
schemes.
imply that he was trying to seduce me.
Is this
Woman-
gay?
That's what I heard, and I was like, wait, what?
Why is
Welcome
she
to our
talking
table.
about Woman Crush Wednesday. What the fuck is she going on?
Our entire chat is different types of cum. So, like,
Again,
I
welcome
don't
to our
know.
table.
I don't know what you guys want right now.
All right, so Juno, yeah, that's what Bright described as what you glean from your insight check.
Radical. Okay.
So,
I
yeah.
do not interrupt. I just continue to stare unblinkingly.
So yeah, Juice, Pius,
Icarus.
Icarus.
Juicy cum. Were you about to say juicy cum?
That may be my name, but it is not my name.
Jesus.
So Juice,
Wait, that's my name.
Oh no.
well today it's Juicy's. Icarus, so if you have something to sacrifice, I can tell you a little bit more.
Is it like blood sacrifice or object sacrifice or?
I mean, not specifically, is blood something that is specific to your deity?
No.
Who is
It's-
your deity?
Sunlight and music.
Oh, well, those are going to be really hard to collect because I need like about 25 gold's worth of it. Do you have anything tangible related to your god?
I have a holy symbol, but then I can't cast spells.
So,
Let me look at my inventory. Oh god. Well, this is probably worth more than 20 gold, but I have a lyre, a golden lyre.
a golden lyre, like a fucking guitar.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the bright side, I should be able to resummon it if you sacrifice it.
Really quickly, is Spunk saying all of this out loud?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Alta will hold. She's not saying any words, but she's just like watching all of this unfold. And she's gonna hold the bag of holding up that she has and reach in and just like hold the stack of like gemstones. Like she had put some of them in the bank, but I like very explicitly said I'm like not putting everything in there because I want to be able
I
to
thought the
have
thing was
money
it
to
needs to
spend.
be related to my god.
Yeah,
though.
it's got to be specific to
Is
his
there one
religion.
that looks
can't-
like the color of sunshine?
I was just gonna say,
Oh.
so you can't use something that's like
Yeah, do you
like
have like a sun
aquamarine is for
opal?
March, the month of March. Like there's nothing
If
like
you
that.
if
know-
you can make a case for it being related, which you would narrate, I'm all for it.
Let me do a Google search to fact check.
You could
like,
find
the
like a
things that
sunfire
represent my
opal.
God that I would know because I've never thought about what stone might represent him, but I'm
Okay.
sure there is one.
So-
I'll reach into the pouch Ulta offers and I will pull out one small ruby. It's reddish, but inside you see the it's almost within it. You can see the essence of a star shape, which most rubies don't have. And it is a star ruby, which is a holy mineral of Corellin.
Okay.
I mean, this should suffice. It's not like something I kept emotionally personal, but it is related.
Okay. Well then, hand it over.
I mean, I'm offering it to you. I was holding it in front of you that whole time. Sorry, was I holding it too high? I'll put it down a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I am like 2 feet tall. Maybe consider that next time. Ha! And he flings his tongue out and snatches it out of your hands and swallows it.
Oh my god.
He's gonna spend the next 10 minutes.
You'll find that in your shit.
He's gonna be sitting on the ground. You can actually see the star shape glowing through his translucent tummy. But he sits on the ground for 10 minutes as like the glow starts to like brighten, and he will cast divination.
Oh,
Okay, so we get like one question about your dream. So like, if you had to ask one question about your dream, what would it be? Think carefully.
Jesus, no pressure. I'll look at my sister and be like, okay, how does this sound like? Just like, is he in danger? Is that too generic? Like, I don't.
is he presently in danger?
But
I
think
would
it's-
definitely clarify the time frame.
I think it's soon future though. So like,
7 days.
yeah.
Also, maybe clarify the he.
Will
There-
Corellin
there's
be
only
in
one
danger
person
within
in
the
the
next
dream.
7 days?
Oh, because I'm not asking the dream itself.
You are correct.
I'm not asking specifically about the dream. I'm asking about the future. Okay. I would say, is Corellin in danger?
Within the
Is
next 7 days.
Corellin.
Give us a
Well,
time.
that automatically
search
does
the
that.
7
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
Ooh, this gem is giving me indigestion.
Yeah. I would expect as much. That was pretty solid.
You sure that was a 25 gold one? That was
No, it wasn't. It was more. Thank you for eating that.
oh. Anyway, ooh, spell flux. He'll burp and like sparks, or, like little stars will come out of his mouth. Anyway, okay, so is Corellin in danger? That's your question.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Thanks for your support with that.
You're welcome. Is Corellin in danger? And the glow in his stomach will kind of just like shrink and dissipate and dull completely. At which point, I need an answer from the GM. Because God needs to tell me
If God is in danger.
Okay. Spunk, the response you get isn't necessarily like an individual entity's voice speaking to you or anything along those lines. It's kind of just like a I think the best way I can describe it off the top of my head is it feels like an omen, like a generic omen. Source not necessarily known, but the words that you essentially understand in response are: he watches a danger grow at its source. It shows that you are on a good path to resolve it. And that's it.
Spunk's eyes will roll back into his head until you see like the veins on his eyeballs, like on the underside, and he'll slack jaw for a moment, and like drool will run down the corner of his mouth, and he'll sit there for about 10 to 15 seconds with just the sound coming out of him before he like stops. His eyes roll back down and closes his mouth and goes, so it looks like something about watching a danger grow. We're on our good path to resolve it. It wasn't super clear. It's kind of poetic.
Does that mean in watching over me, we put him in danger?
That's up to interpretation, I suppose.
I don't feel any better.
That isn't what I gathered from it. I gathered that he's watching because he's God. He does that sort of thing. But he also said that we're on the path to resolving it, so it sounds like we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, or whatever your plan was might be the good plan, or whatever.
Question.
Yes.
We said previously that the Well of Dragons is at like the base of some mountains, right?
Is within a mountain, yes.
It's within a mountain. Perhaps he's watching over the Well of Dragons just to keep eyes for the gods, because they all were very concerned about it as well.
Yeah, they were concerned, but they couldn't get as actively involved, if I remember, which is why we are.
Right. Maybe he can only stand watch, and that's all he can do.
But has watching over for us put him in danger? That's my concern.
He didn't say he was in danger. He said he was watching a danger grow at its source.
But the edge of the cliff, implies that if we don't succeed, he is in danger. And Tiamat herself...
could also mean that he's got a vantage point to see it from up above.
Tiamat herself a god? Isn't she the dragon queen?
I don't know if I can answer that question. Bright certainly could. But I'm going to leave it up to Matt.
Isn't it one of those counter, where things cross, between dragons and gods? She's like, oh, I'm both.
Okay, so, Spunk, you can make your choice of history or religion check.
I'm okay making one too to see if I could say that in character.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I do know that, Icarus, you have done checking against, what is Tiamat in the past.
Okay, so I won't.
So, yeah, I'm going to say that we... could a case be made for you to do it again? That I'm trying to say yes. Can you make a case for it?
I mean, my character says a lot of things that are assumptions that he doesn't know if are true, so I don't feel like I have to like know it. Just be like, you know, like she seems powerful enough to like combat the gods. You know, I feel like that's something I could say.
I rolled a 14, by the way.
14 on did you chose religion? Okay. This is Tiamat is such a big and well-known one that the DC was lower than 14 to at least get some information. I'll say Spunk has heard of the Dragon Queen Tiamat and how she is at the very least so motherfucking powerful that she is in god status, but like still physically bound into some rules of the universe, and therefore in hell, not by her own choice, but still has, you know, deity-esque powers, abilities, and influence.
So here's the thing. The term God is really fluid. It's really more of a social construct, if I'm being honest. The term God is supposed to refer to a level of power achieved by creatures that are kings and or queens of their dominion. And
Yeah, that's a lot too much for me to interpret. I'm done.
He's gonna keep talking. Tiamat resides in one of the rings of the abyss, and is not exactly the most powerful being down there. So they are, although the Queen of Dragons and the most powerful dragon, is not exactly the strongest being in hell. So the term God is a matter of perspective. To you, absolutely a god. To like literally everything else that resides down there, not really.
Well, I don't know if I feel better, but at least it's part of an answer. All I know now is that we need to succeed because I can't, my heart can't take that we don't.
But I'm happy to provide information when it's available.
I will just be like, okay, I'm done, we're moving on, and I'll just start writing.
Sorry, that gem really did a number on me.
Yeah, well, maybe don't eat all of our riches next time you have to cast a spell.
Well, you know what?
I think he was quite helpful, and also we can find more. But lastly, I would like to say, I told you.
Every gem he
to my
eats
brother, just in regards to like Spunk's aura at this point. So much flatulence and belching.
If nothing else, that's one gem that Tiamat can't have.
There you go.
Big brain.
Maybe
big
Spunk
brain.
is creating his own hoard. Its own hoard.
I can cast that spell again, but it's less likely to be accurate if I do it more. At least until tomorrow.
I don't know if I want any more answers after that. I don't know if they'll just worry me more than they already have.
Well, it doesn't sound like he's dead yet, so we've got that going.
I mean, it's gonna be fucking hard to kill him, but like, I don't know.
Well, shall we press on? Sorry, I can't be of more assistance to you at this time, but I think Spunk was very insightful.
I will not like avoid people, but I will ride with Aster by the front as she tracks, because one, like, no offense, but I think Aster respects boundaries a little bit more than my sister, and two, I just need to not be over social for a little bit for my character.
We shared a womb.
Oh, that one got me.
I don't understand your boundaries at all.
I mean, that's the issue, is we don't have boundaries, and I think just for
Sometimes they're nice.
For this first day, he might need them.
Okay, it is about at this point that, for the record, I am extending a bit of the effect from our very generous donation from Mr. Saito, because a one-time magical thing for that much doesn't seem to do it justice. Your mounts seem to have picked up on something. Because rather than just sort of scurrying, trotting, whatever we want to call it, along, they sort of like look at each other and go like nozzle down a little bit and pretty assertively pick up their pace.
I look to everyone and go, meat's back on the menu, boys.
Passive insights and perceptions for everyone.
Passive perception 24.
12 and
Jesus.
passive wisdom. Did you say insight and perception? Perception 16, wisdom is lower.
Okay.
16 for both.
I've got a 16 for, or no, not a 16. Well, I have a 19 for perception and a 23 for insight.
15 perception, 11 insight.
I beat someone.
Okay. Aster, Icarus, Juno, Ulta. Sorry, Spunk.
It's okay.
I mean, Spunk, you'd absolutely notice that like the pace picked up and these creatures seem to be like on a sort of beeline to something. The rest of you are going to notice that the tracks peel off just a little bit. We get about halfway through the day before this happens. The tracks sort of peel off to while you're heading toward it, it almost looks like a pool of water with just a couple little trees around it. And at first it's like, oh, is this just like a heat mirage? But then as you get closer and closer, it becomes increasingly clear that is indeed there. It's not far off of the river. It's about halfway between where the track that you're following and the river would be. It's like maybe about 500 feet or so between the actual track you're following and the river, and this spot is going to be about halfway in between. And you'll see a stone sort of pylon that is very out of place, like right at the edge of this little pool of water. And you can see that the tracks that you're following sort of go all the way around the pool as well.
I will whisper to Aster, because like I was kind of in my coma at the time. I'll be like, remind me, who are we tracking? And then I'll like draw my bow just in case, because I don't remember. And I'll be like, how prepared should I be, per se?
Well, we're assuming that the dwarf that we're tracking is a shadow warrior, so who knows how capable the others he's traveling with are.
I will also grab an arrow as I grab my bow.
Okay.
You know, this is, I think, a good enough time to maybe cast some Pass Without a Trace just in case. So I'm gonna do that.
You mean our disco ball mounts aren't subtle enough for you?
Nah, Astro will kind of sprinkle some like obvious plant ash into one of the shadows as all of the shadows grow longer of the environment nearby, the drakes, the party, everybody, as it kind of obscures us a little bit more.
Okay. What else are you doing as you? I'm gonna say you're done approaching this pool, but you're at it now. And as far as you can tell, you can't see anybody or anything other than the pool of water, a couple of small trees around it, and this very obviously out of place stone pylon.
Yeah, I guess we can check out the rock.
Does it look like it is a symbol or like a direction point or something like that? Like, does it look like it was stacked by people in a way that is not only unnatural but like could possibly give direction?
Before making a check, it would. It's so obviously. Excuse me. It's so obviously out of place that you can see that it between the stone itself, like how smooth and clean it is, like no markings, ridges, nothing. And the fact that it is like what the sand and dirt around it looks like. This looks like a stone that was like it had grown out of the ground as if it was a plant.
I will split off from the group just slightly enough that like I can keep a lookout while not being like, if anything, like I'm caught first, or I can keep an eye out before something gets to them.
Okay.
So like not far away, but just enough to keep an eye out.
Okay.
I think
Am I
we're
supposed-
just
I'm not supposed-
continuing to move in.
I guess
Yeah, I want to examine that rogue.
Okay.
That
I can't
rock
do anything
hard
because I
shaft
wasn't even
coming out
aware
of
that
the
they're
ground.
there, right? Like nobody said anything exactly. They're just kind of moving into position, and I'm like, la la la.
I mean, you
No
can
one
see
said anything.
you can see what people are doing. But yeah, nobody said anything.
Yeah, but my insight is bullshit, so I don't know what they're doing and why.
We're
Yeah,
all
Never
so
been
in
on an adventure before.
we are
so I
all
don't-
so in sync that he's just like, what the
I
fuck?
guess they're just like moving into position now. I guess. I don't know what they're doing it for.
Can
but
someone
it
just say what
seems
you're
cool.
doing?
Juno, you did say you were doing something, right?
I want to discern the rocks.
Okay.
I want to understand like if there's like any type of code or anything like that I could like get out of looking at this, or if it looks like something, or not rocks. I guess it's like a weird plant thing. You said it grew out of the ground.
The way I'm describing it is that like visualize as if like a pylon of stone, like a rectangular column, like maybe 6 inches square, just like
Yeah, I
sprouted
guess I just
out
want to
of the
like learn what I can about it, and if it's used as a landmark or anything.
ground. Okay. Make an Arcana check, please.
Cannot, but I'm stupid.
Arcaner, I hardly even know her.
That's a 1.
No.
Oh. Ouch.
Remember when I told you I'm dumb?
Where's my sibling-in-law when I need them?
Well, you can tell that this is very out of place, and probably magical is the best you can get from it.
I'll just like search the nearby area, make sure there's nothing like around us, like in the bushes or like hiding, as they're researching the rock, because
Okay.
I know I won't be helpful.
Spunk or Aster, do either of you know about rocks? That
While they're
grow?
talking, make a
I
fuck. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, and now I'm blanking, and it's very
Perception?
interrupty. Not perception. Survival. Make a survival
Okay.
check, please. Conversation. Continue. Sorry.
I do know a little bit about rocks.
17.
Go ahead, guys.
Oh, okay.
I'll get to that.
I said yes, but you asked. I'm gonna poke Juno in the forehead. Hello.
Yeah, I want
You
you to
asked
look
about
at
rocks.
this. Yeah, this doesn't look normal, correct? Also, did you just jump to punch me in the head?
Poke. Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so as you're jumping, I grab one of your legs as you like start to like go back down and just tip you upside down. Yes, hi. There's a rock here that clearly doesn't belong here. Why
Okay.
is that? We're adventuring. You need to discover things.
Let me see that for a second. I would like to closely examine the rock with my one good eye.
Okay. Anything in particular you're trying to discern about it? Or
Is there
observe?
anything special about it? Does it look like there's a geode inside? Is there? I don't know. I'm gonna do this from like a nature perspective. Is there anything about this that looks unnatural?
Okay. Yeah. Make a nature or survival check then.
Pow! Natural
Icarus,
20.
you can see it's like the There's no foliage here. It's basically just like a couple of small trees, and that's it. You can see that everything around here is here naturally, except for that rock that everybody's checking out. And the tracks going around it were a little bit more haphazard than the more intentional and consistent direction of everything up to this point, and that you all saw continued on past this point as well. So whoever came by here like wasn't expecting this place, or possibly alternatively was like doing the same thing you are, like scoping it out to make sure it was safe, that sort of thing. You're not really sure.
I think I'll come back to the group then and be like, I think they just moved past the rock. Like, the rock isn't theirs. Whatever it is.
Awesome.
That's then, like as they're doing their thing, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So, and then what was your result, Bright?
It was a natural 20 for 28 total.
28. Okay. Two things that you are able to easily figure out about this. This piece of rock was absolutely magically
delicious.
I'm not gonna say summoned, but like, and I'm not gonna say created. Like you can tell that someone shaped the earth around this space to create this sort of pylon of the natural matter that's here. You can also see that something perched atop the end of it, like the markings on top are just from like very, very light rubbing, like a bowl or something smooth was here. And for a brief moment, as you're so hard focused on this, you get like a whisper.
Hard.
Like a whisper passed by you in the breeze. Saying Daedarius, Ether Walker, and Conduit of Clairvoyance.
Nah, I ain't got shit.
I'm going to copy paste that into the Discord for you.
Thanks, because I wrote it down and I caught like a piece of it. I was like, Daedarius, Ether Walker, blah, 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 Clairvoyance.
I wasn't going to write it down because I don't think I got it in character or in person, so...
I caught a little piece, yeah. I relay all of this, and then when it starts whispering, I like hold it up to her ear since I'm still hanging upside down.
I listen for the whispers.
Only Spunk hears it.
I touch it to her nose. Boop, boop.
All right, put it back.
Do you hear that?
No.
Oh.
You just cup to the side of my head and then the front of my face.
I thought you had to touch it to hear it, but here, clutch it in your hand. It said something about it wants to kill some guy named Darius.
I feel like this is the point when I get back. I'm like, I think that this rock wasn't theirs. They moved on past it.
It says, die, Darius, you Ether Walker and Conduit of Claire's Voyage.
Claire's
I don't know
voyage.
what that means.
Was it Claire's Voyage or Clairvoyance?
Probably
Oh,
clairvoyance.
yeah. Like Claire's
Right.
Voyage, but it sounded French. But yeah. What was
I
that
don't know
word
who
you said?
Darius is. Why did they have to die?
I don't know, but it said Daedarius. Pretty
Do
sure
the
this is
tracks
what
stop here?
No, they definitely continued on. It was for you, Aster. Make a survival check, please.
Okie dokie.
Oh, holy shit. Sorry.
Oh no, 11.
I reacted
Okay.
viscerally to things I saw.
Okay, so you see that like the tracks continue on, but also go here and around this pool, and it's not really clear to you if that was like part of the group split and stayed here and part of the group went on, or if they all were here and then went on, but it seems clear that there's like a 2-direction thing happening. Clear as mud.
Do we
more
follow
confusing.
are there boots like within the mud that are dwarvish size?
You can make a separate survival check.
Okay.
Ulta's going to make sure that stone comes with us
15.
Okay.
into the bag, unless
Well,
anyone significantly objects.
Was it small? I thought it was like an obelisk.
It's small enough that I held it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the only reason I'm saying that is because Bright was talking about holding it. So
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
not, if
So-
Spunk is not holding it, then she won't try to.
For
step
some
in
reason,
the
I
back.
thought like an obelisk, like a tower or something. But
Think tiny obelisk.
okay.
Yeah,
Like a
structurally
miniature
like that.
Statue of Liberty. Like
So, like, if you've ever watched TikTok and they have those videos of the people who scoop out the gemstones and it's like the tiny little towers,
I'll give you a hint. I've never watched TikTok.
well, you should.
You mean the tiny bisexual people in my phone who entertain me at night?
Yes!
Yes.
And they pull out they do the scooping with the thing and they have the little towers and they'll say things like, this is an obsidian agate crystal stone thing. Look at this
shit.
pretty rock. Here, take it.
Yeah, I'll just say like if you want to bring it with us, we can, but we need to follow the trail. They're still moving.
Okay, so yes, I am gonna go back just a minute and say, Spunk, in order for you to pluck that out of the ground, like this thing was about as tall as you are if you were to stand on your hind legs. So just imagine the little frogman like trying to pull this thing out of the ground. You do pluck it out.
I'm guessing he
eventually,
had
but-
like better luck like pulling Juno down to it than pulling it out of the ground.
But yeah, all that can happen. So yes, you can, Ulta, you can take this thing and put it in the bag of holding, but it's like your size as well.
I mean, if it's a pain in the butt, she won't bother. But I mean, if it appears to be something that everyone wants to keep a hold of, she will shove it inside. So you guys just let her know if I need to note it on my inventory sheet.
Vague obelisk.
That works. Did I miss reacting to anything else?
Us finding out about the boots.
Boots,
The
yes,
chicken.
and that was a what? survival?
15.
15. Okay. Yeah, you're seeing continued confirmation that this is a mix between two-legged and four-legged people / creatures. You do see that one particular set of smaller footprints has more intentional direction than the rest. Basically comes from south to north to where this piece of stone was, and then straight west again before meeting the broader group of tracks going north again.
I think that's him. That's the leader, right? He's the leader, right?
Theoretically.
Or at least someone who just knows where they're going.
Someone who with enough power to stop them. And he's little. Dwarf?
He alone? Turn me
I
around,
just
Juno.
solved the
we
mystery.
knew he was a dwarf this whole time.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
Okay.
saying.
I can't see. Twist me around, Juno. You're holding me the wrong way. I want to see.
I gingerly set you on the ground.
And it scrambles to like, look, is he alone? Is he alone?
We don't see the dwarf.
Oh,
We just see tracks still, correct?
Yeah.
does it look like he's alone?
No.
It looks like he was alone, but now
It looks like
there,
he-
it looks like they
he-
joined.
Like he led, I think, but he wasn't alone, you know?
Oh,
So he's the first to question or whatever. But I think the moral of the story is that he and they kept going.
is this like a bad person? You guys seem.
We don't know.
He's got the purple robes though, which means he's part
He's
of the
got
cult.
the purple
Like
robes,
he's-
so that does
he's
indicate
probably-
that. He's also got the white mask.
similar
Which-
rank or at
Oh.
least group to Faerûn, right?
Okay, sure. Well,
But didn't we like hear something about him not necessarily like being fully involved with the cult magic, or am I misremembering?
Say that again?
Didn't we hear something about him not being fully involved in the cult? Or am I misremembering that part?
Him
Or no, is
him
he
who?
bad cultist? Dwarvish, purple cloak,
The
dude
dwarf
we're
in white
following.
face.
Oh, okay, so couple things. You definitely heard mention of his name. Spunk, this was before you were in the party, so you did not hear this.
Sweet.
You heard mention of him when... What's her name? Before you got to the castle for the first time, the flying castle for the first time.
Oh, the
Struck a
white
The
deal with
lady
you.
who wanted the mask. She's the
The lady
one
who
who wanted
wanted
the
Resmir.
mask.
Wait, no. There's so many fucking names.
I'll let you guys look it up
Is this
to
the-
just.
I
So
was like,
can keep
Fruitalum,
it
wait,
moving.
no, Resmir, wait, no.
Whoever's looking it up, keep going. But in character,
I'll
you'd know it.
purple
I'm just
hands.
blanking out on the name. It was the person who was after the white mask, saying that Varum like stole her mantle. She wanted it back. She just wanted to see him fail as miserably as possible. So yes, you know that he is very much involved with the cult and basically the same rank as the other Shadow Warriors. And there's just some infighting, at least between these two, for
Talus
like rank
the
and
White.
status. Talus, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, and the white mask it's what she wanted. Because remember,
Right.
she was searching for the mask. So either she wants him or we want him, right? Or he's taking it to her, maybe.
I doubt it.
No, I think she wanted us to get it from the castle. When it wasn't in the castle, it was like
She
what the
thought it
fuck?
was in the castle. She thought that Varum was with it in the castle. Wanted you to get it if you could. You vaguely didn't necessarily not agree to that. And
Perfect. That's how adventures go.
Yep. And haven't since seen it. But also as an extra clarification, because in character you would have this, the information you were given from Leosin when he first talked with you guys about coming here in the first place to find Varum, it was with the understanding that Varum has the mask and that he's in this area doing something, in Leosin's words, on his own.
So, in theory, he has the mask, and we need to keep it away from Talus still. Then. Because, like...
Unless he's using the mask for more malicious purposes.
Well, that's why I'm
saying
saying we take it from him, but don't give it to Talus, because why give something evil to another evil person? She might not be as evil, but she's still questionable, at least.
She's definitely not loyal.
On the bright side, the moral of the story is finish this, get it. We have nothing else about about Varen, right? Like, we need the mask. We don't necessarily need him, because I have no idea how this is gonna go if he's with the whole party. Like, depending on how they react is how we react, you know?
Well, I mean, I feel like we know a handful of things about like the people in the purple robes, right? So far, hasn't it always been purple robes who can do magic?
And steal shadows.
Correct.
The
that
purple
do
power from
sketchy dark
dragons.
magic. And so, like, we can expect that, like, if they have friends, they're probably going to be magic users.
The purple robes have, if anything, been more murderous than the general cult members, I think.
Yeah.
But I just want to establish that before we go in, because I want us all to be on the same page about that, because, you know, morally and just the severity of what we're at. Like, I will fully keep my bone drawn until we're there, because we feel close, and I am afraid to be surprised.
That's
Do
really
we feel
bad for the
close,
bow,
or
by the
are
way.
we still 2 days away at Magic? We were 2 days away at break. I don't know if we're still on day one.
We're on day 2. We had a long rest.
Yeah, you're on day 2.
Okay.
And the description that Aster was able to glean so far was likely a few days.
2 days, not 2
Specificity
days, sorry.
unclear.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like a day ago now, though.
We've still got many days.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well,
Or a
let's
few.
get back on the path then. And I will also flash my bow to Spunk, which my bow does not have a string. It's like looks like a lyre as if there were no strings, but you've seen me play it before.
Seems like a useless bow if it doesn't have a string. Sounds like you might want to get a better bow. Also, how are you going to keep a bow drawn if it doesn't have any strings? Explain this shit to me. This is... and your lyre doesn't have strings either? Are you just...
My lyre is my bow.
Are you afraid of strings?
My lyre is my bow. And I grab the base of the lyre and the edges of it fling out to the bow arms, for lack of a better term.
That's pretty cool, but like,
It's-
it'd be cooler if it had like...
My god is a god of music and warfare, so
It'd be cooler if it had strings, but
like it's the same as I don't need to pull an arrow every time. They just are there when I need them.
So it's a gun.
What's a gun?
That's what I call the thing I turned into Juno's.
It's
Partner?
the thing he pulled out of his ass.
Yeah, it's the thing.
Oh, you were asleep for that.
That's true. You were.
You were
Never mind.
very...
You were
Oh,
asleep for
You were
that.
asleep
Was
when
that
I
when I
put
was in my
asshole.
coma or
Yes, that was your extended massage time.
Mhm.
Yeah, you were having a massage when I pulled that out of my asshole.
Oh, I was in a prolonged trance. It was something of a
It's a thing
You know,
I found.
I'm not
and
going to tell you
decided
about
to
it.
name.
You probably don't want to know the details of that trance. I'm sure it was less important than the last one I shared with you. And you get
Trance.
the air
Is
that
like
like
sleeping but without strings?
it was like a dream, but you get the air that he's dismissing it more than he needs to, and we're gonna move on from there.
You do a lot of things halfway, don't you? I'm getting that impression from you. Bow without strings, lyre without strings, sleeping without strings. Anyway, there was a gun in my asshole. And, it also has no strings.
Let's follow the path. We're done with this. I don't even know if I want to know anymore. I don't even care what a gun is
From the
anymore.
back
Walter's
of
just
the
going
group
to
as we're
shout.
moving
Well,
forward.
why don't you show him now since we're traveling?
Oh, sure. I bend over and like a big barrel fire comes out, and it's just like a Magnum 357 barrel kind of pokes out my cloaca. Is this thing? But I gotta get it fixed.
How does that even work?
It's best that
muscle
you don't
memory.
ask questions.
What is the mechanical use for this?
Muscle memory. Oh, it's just I don't carry any bags or anything. I'm basically naked. You guys all have these magic
Yeah, but for
items.
Hyacinth as the player, is this a gun? Is it a
It's a
spell?
gun, but getting the rest of it
It's
out
a
is
gun.
harder.
Is it like the catapult spell shoots a gun from your ass? What is happening?
No, I could take it out, but like pulling the whole thing out is kind of a waste.
So
if
you
I
have the equipment of a gun, you just don't know where to carry it, so it comes out of your
I
ass.
just don't have a bag, so I have to put it in somewhere.
No bag, no belt, no pockets.
There's no room in my
All
stomach because I was
in.
carrying a 5-pound bag of mulch at the time. I swallowed a lot of mud. Ugh.
To be fair, I feel like having an internal weapon sounds like a pretty efficient type of weapon.
Don't
Much
ever go to an
less-
airport.
It's true.
though.
He was able to
Much
get it into the
less
water
ability
deep.
to have it taken from you.
True.
Correct.
I
Just
Like
tell him
carried
to
a
metal
weapon
plate
into
my
water
pancreas.
deep and no one batted an eye.
I would like to lead the front of the pack and get away as quick as possible.
Kind of like your weapon, but a little less, shiny, less.
Remember when
flippy.
I avoided talking all day just to lead up to this?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, deep breath this time. And he pulls the barrel back in.
The issue is I can't get that
Eagles,
visual out of my head.
Yeah. When the barrel disappears, it makes a sound.
Spunk has the best pelvic floor.
I do kegels.
That was very quick Thumbs up, much appreciate.
North American kegels.
Jesus
They're done with a gun.
You've all been so entrenched in this wonderfully interesting conversation that it might be about this pausing point that you realize all of your mounts have been traveling at a much faster pace and kind of their own intention, it seems, than yesterday. And you're now entering the opening of this mountain range ahead of you and taking a sharp turn off of the path of tracks, which now has ended.
Do we see the tracks elsewhere, or is it just that there are no tracks, but we're still on the trail?
Make a survival check, please.
Asking the big questions here. Oh, that was a shit. That's a 4.
Okay. Yeah, you're not really sure.
I trust these faithful hounds. I summon them of my own magic power.
They're still drakes. Been drakes the whole time.
But some people refer to them as drake hounds because they seem on the similar between dragons and
that starts with the word drake.
Yes,
because
but
they are drakes.
it's like an in
Hounds
between.
refers to a different.
Yeah, but it's the in between of dragons and hounds because they're like 4-legged, non-winged dragons.
They're iguanas. They're big
They're
iguanas.
drakes. They're drakes. Everyone, they have been drakes.
Iguanodons. Like.
Not trying to be pedantic here, but I would like to remind you all.
What's the difference between drakes and monitor lizards, really? Also, one of them is a glass horse or a gem.
Ulta's going to turn to Aster, the druid, and say, "What is the difference between a drake and a monitor lizard?"
And the entire time they've been arguing about this, like Aster has like gotten off of her mount and is like looking for any other signs if the tracks have ended at this point. Any other signs?
Oh, the mounts are running.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, you can look for signs of stuff though. So on the run, let's modify what you were intending to say to be on the run. What are you looking for?
Okay. But yeah, just any other signs. If we're not seeing tracks, any other signs of travel recently? So broken branches, any like fabric maybe that torn off on it. Really just anything.
And that's the difference between my survival checks and hers. She knows what to ask for. I was like, I looky.
Sniff the dirt.
By the way, over the table, I absolutely factor that into what the DC for any given check is because I definitely want to reward thought and intent. And if you're going, I don't know, I look for something, that's cool. We'll let it happen. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, though.
Mine was more of I trust the dragons. Hers was more of I'm doing this.
So Aster, make a survival check. While that's happening, Ulta, you'd actually feel some nudging under your elbow, and you see Sunrunner poke his little head up out of your pack and kind of like very much more sheepishly than normal, like just sort of poke his head out, like look around, like look up at you, and look again ahead the direction you're going. Aster, 26 on the survival. Mm-hmm. It is very clear that you've passed a point where the tracks just stopped. But not necessarily because like they disappeared or anything like that. The terrain has changed drastically from just like open terrain, dirt and sand and everything that you've been on to this point, but like you are on the mountains. So you are on sturdy stone, following not necessarily paths intentionally, but you happen to be on walkable ways to this point, just like weaving in and out of the various structures of the mountains around you. And after
like a game trail, honestly.
Exactly. And it doesn't take long, maybe a minute or two before it's like you've already had to split multiple ways and like pick a direction, and the mounts seem to have done it for you. And you also see that what's your little friend's name? Oh my god, I'm blanking.
Seymour.
My name is Spunk. Oh,
Seymour is doing this kind of thing like more than normal. Like he's sort of pausing on a point as it passes by and watching it, and then coming back, watching another point as it passes by, and then kind of like sinks down as if he's sort of uncomfortable.
Me too, Seymour. I don't like listening to Spunk either.
Oof.
that's tough, Seymour. If you got a problem with it, I could feed you to my Drake so it'll
No,
run faster.
no. Seymour didn't have a problem.
Oh, okay.
Astor's like covering his.
Sorry, I thought he was
head.
translating for the thing. So
No.
He doesn't speak tree.
Don't talk to me, you're my son.
After another minute or so passes, it'll become obvious that you guys have traversed pretty deep into like way off the beaten path spaces within this mountain range. And Seymour will just sort
really
of like
quickly.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Just so you know, Ulta's going to shout out to everybody. We're back in my favorite terrain.
Yep. Okay, Seymour is going to very obviously, Aster, like become as small as he possibly can, perched atop your staff. And Ulta, you'd be able to see at the same time, Sunrunner kind of like very quickly retracts back into your bag, as if he was
cold?
afraid of something that he saw. Yes, he's cold. Fuck you. As you go to you come up to a space that ends up turning into a very abrupt opening from the just like narrow pathways you've been going through to this point, becomes a very abrupt opening into a space that depicts a pair of statues about 60 feet tall into an sandwiching an opening into this mountain face ahead of you, and the mounts just stop. At the same moment that they stop, these two statues, one of them is like this with one hand on it, like near its head, and the other is outstretched, and the other is the exact mirror of that. Both of them go from one hand in, one hand out to this. Both hands outstretched to you. Reacting clearly to the fact that you have arrived, and that's where we will stop for tonight and pick up on our next session.
Get ready to do the Macarena, everybody.
The hands go.
For the record, chat, it was more epic and not funny than that. No, I'm kidding. You guys are fine, don't worry.
The cold penis really helps kill the mood.
To be fair, you're going to have one entire game to just rock us because we were too busy dicking around, and we're going to have missed something very important. So don't worry.
You're going to walk into this tavern and you're all going to get a drink. I'm going to make a dick joke. He goes, you know what? You're in the tavern and a fucking terrorist shows up.
That is okay. Seriously, we're having fun, and that's the best part. So it's all good.
Keeps going.
Help. Send help.
Hey, now
I feel
20.
like the worst part is I feel like I can smell it.
Hey, yeah, we're
When I get super stoned, I just want chompy chips. Not that I'm super stoned right now. I'm just saying that appropriately.
I didn't even intend for that to be a cold open, but like, holy cow, it's like you guys are doing it on purpose.
Yeah, we don't stop talking. We just.
All right.